Welcome to Narrowboat that James built. Hope you're well, thanks for joining me, and thank you for all of your very kind, supportive and encouraging comments on the last video about how I set up this business, the Crepe Craft. This is my second weekend here in Apsley, so last weekend of trading, and then after this we're moving down to Canterbury or maybe the Aquadrome and Rickmansworth, and then we'll be heading on to London. Before that, I've got loads to do before getting the boat ready for London. I've got to build a canopy on the outside. I've got to build gas lookers on the stern of the boat. That was obviously a big thread of the comments on the last video, is the fact that my gas is inside here. So I'm going to build a gas locker on the outside. Actually, if I do it towards the stern of the stern, I can actually get in 4 bottles, 2 on each side, which is going to be really good, because then I can basically stock up with gas. There's a bunch of jobs to do inside the boat as well. So when customers are standing here at the serving hatch, Graham's hatch, I want them to come in, I want them to basically see everything that they look at has got to be like finished, pristine and looking really sharp. The two main things that don't is the fireplace, the TV bracket, and oh yeah, some of the trim on the walls needs to be sorted out as well. But these two things definitely look unfinished, so I'm going to crack on with that first. So I've got to finish that surround. Ideally I'd like it to overhang a bit, and ideally I'd like it to be downlit so it illuminates all of that, which I think would look cool. But first off, I need to make the top ledge there and then these bits down there. This is the piece I've made up. I've got some sapele trim or edge banding on the inside curve. I've got to put some on the outside bits as well, but I'm going to stain this piece first. Next up is the view you get of the TV from the hatch. It's not bad. I mean, you can't see any of the fittings behind it. You can, if you look very closely, you can see the old fittings when I thought it should be higher up. So there's a few holes there, which I'm not going to bother filling, but I am going to basically put something in front of it. So what I want though is to make a box for this to fit in, because it moves around, it wobbles quite a bit. So I'd like for there to be a box for it to fit, for it to sit nice like that, and the box be finished with the sapele in it for it to look rather nice. That would be a good thing. So I'm going to make a couple of shells which take in the angle of this, box it in, cover it sapele, varnish it, and hopefully that should be good. I also really need to get these trims done, because it's going to make this look so much more finished once I've got the trims up. Right, this is the frame I've made. I've got these bits gluing so I can affix it onto the wall nice and easily. Oh yes, that's made it much better. Obviously the TV doesn't wobble around at all. I can still take it out of the enclosure and I can watch it in the lounge. I can watch it in the galley, and it means I can put it back and put it back in. That's wicked. I've put the wadding material around the TV bracket. Now I need to clad it in leather. This is some of the off-cut leather I've got, and as you see, it's pretty badly creased. So I'm going to try ironing it, and the Jackery powers my iron, which I wasn't really sure it would. I think if I iron it on this side, I think that's going to take out those creases. Obviously I've got this plugged into its AC output, but it's also got USB A's and C's. Oh yes. That looks much better. Cool. So yeah, the view now from the hatch with the fireplace and the TV, much better. Brings out the curve as well. I didn't downlight it in the end because, as you know, the fireplace around the leatherette isn't brilliant on it, so I didn't want to draw the attention to it. But yeah, that looks nice. Edge banded it all, and I can access the pipe work quite easily. I'll put put some magnets on it. But yeah, happy days. Okay, next up, fridge. I think I'm going to clad that in leather because I don't like the way it looks. I've cleaned it up, but I sanded it back basically to put a bit of a key on it, so then I can put some contact adhesive. I reckon that'll look really nice in black leather. All right, here we go. Got the fridge door off so I can lay it down flat and do it properly. Oh yeah, I am loving that. Right, let's get that put in place. I'm very much liking how that's turned out. That leather's very nice. Got room for some trophies on there, but it means that the TV doesn't wobble around. It's at a nice position from the serving hatch. I could even put my logo in there, or, well, I couldn't have the menu, but I could have logo or videos of crepes or whatever. But yeah, that's that looks nice. Yeah, happy days. Oh yes, that does look really good. I really like the white line I've managed to get at the bottom there. But yeah, that's excellent. Kind of doesn't really look like a fridge, but yeah, it works really well in this kitchen. Works nicely with the unit on top. Happy days. And Finn pointed out that the leather and that line there matches the leather and that line there, which was kind of by accident, but I really like that now I've seen it. Okay, here's my menu for the weekend. This is always changing. I'm adding to things. Obviously there are the basic crepes that everyone's familiar with, like lemon and sugar and Nutella and Biscoff, strawberries and Nutella, but there's a few new ones on there. And if you're never going to pay me a visit, then I suggest you make them at home. Buttons and banana. This is Cadbury's Dairy Milk buttons I suggest you use, but buttons and banana is bloody brilliant. So's Biscoff and buttons. The other one which is really good is Nutella and Cocoa Pops. That's wicked. Over here under the specials, sorry about these prices, this might shock some people, but this is kind of London prices now. Biscoff banana and flake is epic, absolutely epic. The other one which is very popular is Oreo, Nutella and strawberries. And these are the galettes, which is made using buckwheat flour, so they are gluten free. So yeah, those are the range of those ones that we do. But yeah, that's the menu. I've got chalk pens, and this is my second use of these chalk pens, so I think that's not bad. I've got to get them though written up on magnets, because at night time when the hatches are open and this is against the blue of the boat, you can't see it at night. In the daytime though, works pretty well. Right, this is the view from the serving hatch. I used to have some jars of Nutella there to kind of catch kids' eyes, but the little duck seems to do better. But you'll see on the menus there, obviously the reflections are pretty bad, but they are better in the daytime like this, but I'm going to need to do something better than this. I'm thinking magnets, and in terms of magnets, you may have just seen this, but look at that. So I've actually got 4 of these on here. I don't really need it, it's a bit overkill. I think I'll probably just keep that one and that one. Some little ones on the front as well. As much as the boat needs to be looking clean and sharp, so do I. Now I'm in the catering game, so I'm using Finn's shower on board. I really need to get my shower installed like ASAP. So maybe once trading's finished, I'll crack on with that. Alrighty, we are trading, and I got my day batter mix there. I now need to make my afternoon and evening batter mix, which I can refrigerate for up to 24 hours. Problem is, I've got no room in the fridge, so I'm going to have to resort to my secondary refrigeration plan. As I said on the last video, Finn's boat is what I'm using to store all my domestic and personal food, but I need another fridge for kind of extra storage for this stuff, for catering supplies over the weekend, for basically it's for milk and strawberries. So I'm going to set up a fridge on the stern deck. Okay, here's my backup fridge, which I can use for batter and milk basically. It's outside because it doesn't fit inside the boat, and obviously I've got no power out here. So first up, let's get it powered. So once again, I'm going to be using my Jackery. I don't really want to bring any of my other batteries outside so close to the towpath, but I don't mind with this Jackery. So it's on 100%. Fridge is now taking 70 watts out of it ish, and with the food police means that I need to put a thermometer in there so I can ascertain the accurate and report the accurate temperature readings throughout the day. Right, let's get that closed. Happy days. Obviously, my long-term solution is not to have a backup fridge on the outside of the boat. It looks ghastly, it gets in the way when I'm navigating, and obviously I can't power it long term. However, short term, this Jackery 1000 will power my fridge. It packs quite a punch. It's got just over a kilowatt of capacity, so my fridge, even on AC, will be powered by this quite comfortably for the whole weekend. I've also used my special chalk pens to write all over the boat. I've noticed that when people write things on the side of their boat, whether it's menus or political statements, people stop and read them. So this is what I've got going on at the moment. The other thing going on at the moment is Finn is improving the look of his boat. He's obviously done the inside, but he's left the outside till pretty late in the summer, but he's cracking on. It's properly kicking off down there at the pub. And at the boat, well, it's been quite quiet tonight, to be honest. But I've set up my outside lighting. This is all pretty temporary until I get my canopy up. But this way it illuminates my menus, which is excellent. And obviously it's quite a dark towpath around here, so this actually illuminates it quite nicely. So I've got two lights, and they're all being powered by my Jackery, which is excellent. Nobody chose to steal this Jackery whilst it is sitting here outside overnight, which is rather good news. It's on 52% left, and it's been powering my fridge all night for 24 hours. The fridge is at a steady kind of 4 or 5 degrees Celsius, so that's bang on perfect. And that will help me keep all my stuff nice and cold for the whole weekend. Link to the Jackery are in the description of the video. Finn's taking the girls out on the paddleboard. They've been really good today on the boat. I've been trading, so it's a little bit boring for them. Luckily, Finn's around to entertain them. He's closer to their age than he is to my age. And Cerium, or the Crepe Craft, is looking, well, all lit up. I did mention earlier on in the video, I'm going to have a canopy made for this, and to long-term viewers of the channel who may have seen the canopy I made on Slow Patrol, might be wincing at the screen at the moment. Basically, I want a canopy to go from here, from this spot here, all the way to this spot here. And then it's going to come out. Basically, the frame of the canopy is going to be, oh, sorry, the light's dreadful. The frame of the canopy is going to be on the boat, and it's going to be at like a angle like this, and it's going to come out to about here on the towpath. So it's going to be quite big. The poles I've got are 3 meters in length. So it's basically 1.5 meters on the boat and 1.5 meters off the boat. But I definitely need it, because for the rain, I mean, it's fine at the moment, but when the rain comes, not only do I want it to protect my customers, I also want it to be somewhere where people shelter from the rain and therefore become a customer. And talking of customers, here's a quick look at my nighttime queue. I don't often get a queue, but anyway, this is what a queue at my boat looks like. This portable power pack that I can hold just using my thumb has probably sorted me out this weekend. On the roof, obviously, when I get my proper canopy installed, I'm going to have some proper lighting installed up there with it. But on the rear deck, certainly for refrigeration, for added refrigeration at busy times, this is going to be a really, really useful thing to plug into that secondary fridge. But I am going to have to buy a better fridge. That one's just too small inside it, but this can certainly power whatever fridge I get. Trade's finished for the weekend. I can get back to making the boat look finished and finishing it. So this skirting board here, there's a few connections down there I've got to make, but the skirting board here needs to be varnished, so I've taken it off and get it outside for that. And then there's my towel rail. So I need to get my towel rail onto this wall here, and before I do that I need to clad it in leather, but I also need to put the water pump on for the reflex. All right, into the bedroom. That's clad in leather and downlit, which is very nice and all padded. This is going to remain timber, but this is going to be leather. But I do have some 1-inch thick foam, which I was thinking about sticking to the kind of that bulkhead below the, it wouldn't really be a headboard. A headboard would come up higher, but just for the sake of aesthetics and a bit more comfort, I might pad all of this, put some sapele trim along there, and then cover the whole thing in leather. But the whole thing be the same colour leather, because then that bit, those two bits will match, but then that bit of sapele will continue along there and break it up. I reckon that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. The only thing I don't know is whether I should do the foam above the mattress or all the way down. I think this will probably compact over time. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put it behind the mattress. That'll be easier. Oh yes, that's much better. That's actually worked out quite nice, getting that kind of beveled edge going in there. Happy days. A little bit of trim to go in that corner and up there. Put my stuff back in that cubby. All done. Jobs are good. Right, now I can go about putting on the towel rail. I've been lugging this lump of oak around for about 3 years, and now I think I found the right place for it to go. So it's a decent solid ledge for that. Obviously I've got to stain it and sand it and clean it up a bit, but anyway, that's where that can go. I've now put some frosting on the bathroom window, so I've got a bit of light in here, and that is illuminating the fact that this wall there, that bulkhead, needs to be done. So my plan is to, much like the midships cabin, I'm going to do navy leather up to that line there, and then cream up there. I think that'll look pretty striking. Then I might put a few kind of towel shelves in, but I'm going to leather it up first. Annoyingly, I've run out of staples, so I can't continue the leather on the bathroom wall, but I am pretty happy with some of the customer facing improvements I've made on the boat over the last couple of days. Next one, and the big one, is the canopy. So it's got to look good, it's got to obviously serve its purpose, and it's got to work. So I've got to get customers out of the rain, provide some shelter. I think it's going to make the boat look better. I think it's going to make it look more like a shop or a pop-up food venue, as opposed to a narrowboat with a hatch and a few signs on it. But the signs are really good. I'm well happy with that. I've just got to get slightly bigger menus, but other than that, it's all been really, really positive. Something else been quite positive, I've had a bit of traction on my new Crapecraft Instagram profile, and I need your help on this. Basically, my plan for the business is to grow Instagram and use that as a platform to generate footfall, basically, to alert people as to where the business is going to be located. I'm growing. That's the plan on Instagram. It's pretty small at the moment. I think I've got 100 followers. I've put up a few posts. There's a few things on, I mean, it's all going to be about this boat and this business. But really it's all about trying to promote it and get people to me and saying thank you for those that have visited. But yeah, if you can go and follow me on Instagram, that'd be really, really useful for the algorithms. So it's on the screen now as to what the handle is. So it's Instagram and Facebook, so they're both kind of one of the same. But yeah, if you can follow the Crepe Craft on there, it would be a real boost. So I appreciate that massively. There will be more videos now. We're out the summer holidays and I'm trading, I'm doing more, I'm making more content. So this channel will have more videos coming out on it. I'll publish more frequently. So thanks for bearing with me over the summer. Please go and check out my Insta profile and I'll see you very soon. Cheers. Bye-bye.